Good morning, it is Let It Go and Let It Grow, and this is Wednesday, July the 22nd. This is the beginning of Leo season. So what are we letting go of today? And we are letting go of the Page of Wands energy. This is passion, inspiration, creativity, purpose, and spiritual fire. This is a fire card, so we are dealing with Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius energy today, and this is a fire element. So we are releasing the fear of making mistakes. So there's a lot of times that we feel that if we do something and do something improperly, there's no point in doing it at all, because we feel that we're going to embarrass ourselves, and we feel that people won't take us seriously, or we're not going to take ourselves seriously. And it's sort of a bruise to our ego. And with that fear comes a lot of built up improper mental gymnastics that you go through. So something that you're meant to do, and you do it and make a mistake, you might never do that again. And that is because you have built up a fear in your brain about it. So this is asking you to release the fear of making mistakes. Pencils come with erasers on them for a reason. Mistakes are made, and they are all part of our growth and part of our learning. We don't generally learn if we get everything done properly the first time. We actually learn from our mistakes. It's a matter on how you deal with these mistakes as you are going ahead with it. So let go of constantly chasing the next exciting idea. So we call that in marketing shiny object syndrome. So this is asking you, if you are involved in something that you enjoy and are passionate about right now, to see that through to the end and not chase the next thing that comes up. We all have this expectation that the next thing is the newest thing, is going to be the best thing for us. And a lot of times we don't finish out the projects that we've begun. And that's a disservice for what we're doing, because in reality, if we had stuck with the original project, this could have been what was going to have you so-called make it, or be that big dream that you've always wanted to do. That, you know, instead of living in the state of expectation and doing it in follow through, that's where your dreams can come into fruition and you live through the authentic self. If you're constantly chasing something shiny or new and never finishing anything, then you're never really going to expand. You're never really going to get further down that path for yourself. You're just going to keep on learning bits and pieces of things and not becoming a master in anything. And this is what this is, sticking to the journey so that you can become the authority in it, or have the comfort level that if you do make a mistake, you can laugh it off. And this is all a part of that journey. Stop comparing your beginnings to someone else's middle or endings. We all start someplace, and this is asking us to take that beautiful young energy of the page. And as you can see, there's a lot of yellow in this, and there's green in the top. So this is solar plexus energy. This is heart-centered energy. And this is energy in motion, which ends up being emotion. This is stop comparing yourselves to other people's journeys. You're not on their journey, you're on your journey. And a lot of times, I've said this before, comparison is the thief of joy. By comparing yourselves to others, you're actually dimming your own flame, and then risking actually putting it out, because you might think what they're doing is much better. If you're doing similar things, you're thinking that their project's going to be better than yours, and you're not going to get out of it what you want. But that is just that ego again popping up and making boundaries for yourself and attempting to keep you low, which again falls into this state of your nervous system trying to keep you safe. Release that self-doubt that keeps your creativity hidden. You want to touch base into what you are good at. Your creativity is where you're actually going to start coming from, your flow state from. And when you enter up into the flow state, this is where the magic actually starts happening. Trust that every great journey starts with curiosity. So tap into what makes you happy, what lights you up. Realize that the page is actually the young energy, so it's the beginning of the court cards. So they've got a lot to learn. Their heart is in the right place, but it's part of the young journey through the suit. They're bringing that energy and that enthusiasm with them, but with that can come that crushing realization that things aren't easy. Again, chasing that shiny object syndrome. and the comparison with others will sort of squash that. So really tap into your own creative venues, your own creative vein, and what lights you up. So for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, the Page of Wands reminds us that enthusiasm is a wonderful gift, but wisdom grows when inspiration is followed by action. So this is taking that path and seeing it through, looking at the long game rather than, short things that light you up at the moment and then you're on to the next thing. Don't let excitement remain only in a dream. Let that become your next step. So dream it and be it, but be it through to completion. So what are we letting grow today? And this is the beautiful energy, new beginnings, freedom, trust, limitless potential. Air sign, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and this is Uranus in Aquarius energy. So we are growing the willingness to trust the unknown. This is the beginning of the journey of the tarot. This is the number 0 card. This is the absolute beginning, where in most cards the Fool puts on a backpack or has a little stick with their belongings in a bundle and starts out on the journey. So this is about the trusting of the unknown, and she in this card is doing the free fall into the flower of life. The flower of life is the sacred geometry for life itself. So she is trusting that the universe is going to have her back. She is trusting that as she falls, her energy is going to lead her down a beautiful, beautiful path to new and exciting endeavors. You can see there she is holding on to a stick there before she lets go. Her dress is in yellow. Once again, that is solar plexus energy, and there's a lot of communication and heart involved as well, and that beautiful amethyst crystal in her hand. So this is all about that trust. So embrace the new beginnings with a complete and open heart. Allow that curiosity to lead you towards unexpected opportunities. So once again, that is the full trust in the universe. That surrender, I talked about it early in the week, surrender and trust, 2 of the hardest things to drop into if you have an active nervous system. But she's trusting enough in the beginning that the flower of life, the universe, is going to have her back, and she is on the right path. Let faith become stronger than fear. So that is that full release, that ability just to, let go, let God, let go, let the universe, and know that you're going to have that soft landing and that beautiful beginning. And trust that every ending creates room for a new adventure. So we have just come where we're at the 0 card. We've come through a full journey ending at Earth, and now we're ready to start again with the Fool on a new adventure, which is full of life. And, letting go of wanting to do new adventures all over the place. Tap into that energy and follow that adventure through as it unravels for you. For Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, the Fool reminds us that freedom begins at the moment we stop letting fear make our decisions for us. So this is once again is about trusting the unknown and allowing yourself to step out of your comfort zone, let that fear go, and allow yourself that new beginning. Your soul already knows that every new path begins with that one courageous step. So stepping forward, or in this case, stepping backward, and knowing that the universe has your back. So the deeper reading is that the wand, she's carrying excitement, ideas, dreams, possibilities, exploring everything, learning everything, creative in everything. The enthusiasm is contagious, but sometimes they have to realize that the greatest challenge is that they have to stick with this dream and watch it grow. Then the Fool appears, and she is tapping into her energy, not to encourage the recklessness, but to invite wholehearted trust. The page says, what if this works? What if this works out for me? And the Fool says, you'll never know unless you begin and have that leap of faith. Together, these cards tell a beautiful story. The page is the spark. The Fool is the first step. One imagines, the other commits to it. And how often do we wait until we feel completely ready before beginning something meaningful? A new business, a new healing journey, relationship, creative project. We're always in the dream state, and the Fool is asking us to come out of that and take that step, because the truth is very few meaningful journeys begin with that certainty. Nothing is certain in life. Most begins with that open-heartedness, that young self, and that a curiosity of what can be out there. This reading is reminding us that courage is not being absence of fear. It's being in fear and taking the step anyway. The page here is reminding us that you don't lose your sense of wonder. And the Fool is reminding us that you lose your willingness to trust sometimes. So not to do that. The next chapter isn't waiting for more confidence. It's waiting for that one brave decision. Your soul already has packed the backpack for you. Now it's time to take that first step and that giant leap to the future. So the messages today are: release that need to know exactly how everything is going to unfold. And you're going to grow your trust that each step forward reveals the next. Your journey begins the moment you choose to believe that everything has a possibility. So the questions and the reflection of the day: what dream or idea has been quietly waiting for you to stop overthinking and simply just begin? Everything starts with the beginning. It's that first step and that first commitment. And if fear stepped aside for just one day, what is the first step your soul would choose to take? So step out of that fear and into the new beginning and the new journey for yourself today. So that is the reading. I am going to use a Law of Positivism card today. And we will see what that has to say for us today. And I have an energetic body and the power to transform myself and my life. Beautiful card. So this is a power card. This is saying to you that you have many facets, many different ways of changing yourself, changing your future, and changing your life. That's the transformation here. So the energy behind that is the energy of the wands, that drive, that force, that creative energy, that burning desire to move forward, to transform, to burn down what no longer serves you. And then the Fool steps in with this card and is giving you the nudge to go forward with your dreams, because you have the power to transform yourself and your life any way that you want to. It only takes that leap of faith, that ability to trust yourself and to surrender on occasion and allow yourself to move forward in this beautiful game called life. So may your path be gentle. May your heart be open, and may you always remember that you are the medicine. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.